is metabolism? Metabolism refers to processes our body uses to break down nutrients from compounds that cell can use for energy and use those compounds to fuel body functions. Our body secretes enzymes to break down food into sugars, proteins, and fat. Then each cell of our body can take these in and use them in aerobic or anaerobic metabolic processes to form adenosine triphosphate known as ATP, which is our energy sources. Our body's overall metabolism includes muscle contraction, breathing, blood circulation, maintaining body temperature, digesting food, eliminating wastes, and brain and nervous system function. During exercise, we increase metabolism in our muscle and our respiratory and circulatory systems. We need a faster breathing rate and heart rate to deliver oxygen and nutrients to our muscles. Our body also must work harder to prevent overheating, such as through sweating. Aerobic metabolism. During aerobic metabolism, our body creates energy through the combustion of carbohydrates, amino acids, and fat in the presence of oxygen. Combustion means burning, which is why this is called burning sugars, fat, and protein for energy. Aerobic metabolism provides energy for exercise and other body functions, like breathing. Examples of activities that use aerobic metabolism include walking, running, or cycling with sustained effect. Anaerobic metabolism. Anaerobic metabolism creates energy by burning carbohydrates in the absence of oxygen. This occurs when our lungs cannot put enough oxygen into the bloodstream to keep up with the demands of our muscles for energy. It is generally used only for short bursts of activity, such as when we sprint, when running or cycling, or lift heavy weights, where when there is not enough oxygen in the bloodstream, glucose and glycogen cannot be fully broken down into carbon dioxide and water. Instead, lactic acid is produced, building up in the muscles and degrading muscle function.
We encounter many kinds of carbohydrate in our daily life, from bread to rice and even in our clothes. Carbohydrate mainly come from plants and are a good source of energy in the body. They also function as supporting structure, for example, cellular cell wall in plants. They are also used to make other organic compounds like amino acid and fat. Nucleic acids like DNA are also formed by carbohydrate as well as lubricant like mucus and also can also be synthesized. Another fascinating function of carbohydrate is that they are also used to produce the nectar in some flowers. Carbohydrates are organic compounds made out of the elements like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The hydrogen and oxygen atoms are present in the same ratio that is 2:1. There are three main types of carbohydrate: monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharide. The monosaccharide have a simple chemical composition that therefore known as simple sugar. Examples of them are glucose, fructose, and galactose. The sugar glucose is one of the simple forms of sugar that has chemical formula CCH12O6. The generalized formula for carbohydrate is CnH2MO. Disaccharides are also known as complex sugar as they have complex chemical composition, and maltose, lactose, and sucrose are their examples. Disaccharide structure molecules are made up of two molecules of simple sugar condensed together. The most common type of disaccharide have 12 carbon atoms with the general formula C12H12O11. The difference in the disaccharide are again due to the different atomic arrangement within the molecule. Sucrose are also known as cane sugar occur in sugarcane stem, sweet fruit, and certain storage root, for example carrot. It consists of glucose and fructose molecules combined together. Lactose are also known as milk sugar is commonly found in the milk. It is found in milk of all mammals, including human and even some similar foods such as pig milk. It is formed from glucose and galactose combined together. Maltose, also known as malt sugar, is present in malted cereal and sprouting grain. It is formed from the partial digestion of starch and its combination of two glucose molecules. As mentioned before, the formation of one molecule of disaccharide requires two molecules of simple sugar. Each of these reactions known as condensation reaction is chemical reaction whereby two simple molecules are joined together to form a larger molecule with the removal of one molecule of water. On the other hand, the disaccharide is heated with the acid or treated it with a suitable enzyme. It breaks down to form monosaccharide, a reaction whereby water molecules added to split out a complex molecule into components called hydrolysis or hydrolytic reaction. Polysaccharides are the most chemically complex carbohydrate, and examples include starch and cellulose. There are other substances which are slightly modified carbohydrates, such as cysteine of the arthropod skeleton.
What is lipid? Lipids are a group of diverse macromolecules consisting of fatty acid and their derivatives that are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvent. Lipid consists of fat, oil, hormone, and certain components of membrane that are grouped together because of their hydrophobic interaction. Classification of lipid. Lipid can be classified according to their hydrolysis product and according to similarities in their molecule structure. Three main subclasses are recognized: simple lipid, compound lipid, and derivative lipid. Simple lipid. Under simple lipid, there are two, namely fat and oil and waste. Second, lipid compound. Under lipid compound, here are also two, namely phospholipid and glycolipid. And third is derivative lipid. Function of lipid. Number one, storage form of energy, triglyceride. Number two, structural component of biomembranes. Number three, metabolite regulator steroid hormone. Prostaglandin leukotrienes. Number four, act as surfactant, detergent, and emulsifying agent. Empathetically. Number five, act as electric insulator in neuron. Number six, provide insulation against change in external temperature. Subcutaneous fat. Number seven, give shape and contour to the body. Number eight, protect internal organ, parts of fat. And lastly, number nine, help in absorption of fat soluble vitamin A, D, E, and K. How is fat processed in the body during exercise? Increased physical activity is an optimal way to maintain a good health. During exercise, triglycerol and energy reservoirs in adipose tissue are hydrolyzed to free fatty acid, which are then released to the circulation, providing a fuel for work muscle. Thus, regular physical activity lead to a reduction of adipose tissue mass and improve metabolism. However, the reduction of lipid reservoirs is also associated with many other interesting changes in adipose tissue fatty acid metabolism. For example, a prolonged exercise contribute to a decrease in lipoprotein lipase activity and resultant reduction of fatty acid uptake. This result in the improvement of mitochondrial function and upregulation of enzyme involved in the metabolism of polysaccharide fatty acid. The exercise induced change and adipocyte metabolism are associated with modification of fatty acid composition. The modification are adipose tissue lipid specific and follow different pattern in visceral and subcutaneous adipose tissue. Moreover, as a side effect, adipocaine released for adipose tissue and thus may mitigate inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Another consequence of exercise is the recently described phenomenon of adipose tissue begin, which from energy storing white adipocyte phenotype to thermogenic fatty acid acidizing beach adipocyte. This process is regulated by myokines released during the exercise.
Protein is a nutrient your body needs to grow and repair cells and to work properly. Protein is found in a wide range of foods, and it's important that you get enough protein in your diet every day. How much protein you need from your diet varies depending on your weight, gender, age, and health. Meeting your protein needs is easily achieved from eating a variety of foods. Protein from foods come from plants and animal sources such as meat and fish, eggs, dairy products, seeds and nuts, beans and lentils. Protein molecules are large, complex molecules formed by one or more twists and four strands of amino acids. Each amino acid is connected to the next amino acid by covalent bonds. The first level is primary and the second level is secondary. The third level is tertiary and the fourth level is quaternary. So next we move to function of protein. Do you want to know what's function of protein? Let me tell you. First function of protein is digestive enzyme, which is protein helps in digestion of foods by catabolizing nutrients into monomeric units. The second one is transport, which is carry substance in the blood or lymph throughout the body. The third one is hormone, which is coordinate the activity of different body systems. And the last one is storage, which is provide nourishment in early development of embryo and the seedling.
Proteins in food are digested in the stomach in small intestines by the action of stomach acid, which denature proteins and several enzymes that hydrolyze peptide bonds. Together, they break down proteins into individual amino acids, which are then absorbed into the bloodstream and transported to the liver. The liver uses this amino acid to synthesize new proteins, most of which are plasma protein. The liver also distributes free amino acid to other tissues for synthesis of tissue-specific proteins. Proteins are synthesized by based on and based on genetic information of the cell using the genetic code and regulatory signal. Each cell has a characteristic collection of proteins specific to its function. Body proteins are constantly renewed. Older proteins are broken down into free amino acids, which are recycled. They combine with dietary amino acids to make new proteins, unlike carbohydrate or lipids. Proteins cannot be stored for later use. Once the cellular requirement for protein is met, excess amino acids are degraded and used for energy, or converted into glucose or fatty acid. Use of amino acid for energy production also occurs when there is energy shortage, such as during prolonged exercise or extended fasting. Since there are no nitrogenous compound in the energy production pathways, the first step in amino acid degradation is removal the amino group by deamination or transamination to produce keto acids. Some amino acids can be directly deaminated, while others must transfer their amino group to alpha ketoglutarate from glutamate, which is then deaminated to recycle alpha ketoglutarate. Depending on their side chains, keto acids from different amino acids may enter the metabolic cycles at different points. They may be converted to pyruvate, acetyl-CoA, or one of the intermediates of the citric acid cycle. Some of these reactions are reversible. When amino acids are in short supply, citric acid intermediates can be aminated to create new amino acid for protein synthesis. Deamination produces ammonia, which is toxic if accumulated. The liver converts ammonia to urea to be excreted in urine. Extreme diets that are excessively high in protein may overwhelm the kidneys with nitrogenous waste and cause renal damage.